And hello there, all you Stay Tuners. Welcome back to another episode of Stay Tuned Sports. It's your good friend Jimbo here with our good buddy King. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Jimbo. Hey, how you doing? Hey, oh, got my goal. Hey. How we doing, brother?
Pretty good. I just totally remembered that I forgot to turn off the AC and all my other stuff. So if you hear humming in the background,
listen,
I'm not turning it off. It's hot.
It's hot. It's been a warm summer. Very warm. Yeah. Very humid. It's very humid here. Sweating my balls off. Make sure.
That's funny thing is we only had so far in Northeast PA, I believe, 2 heat waves, which is 90-degree weather 3 straight days.
3 straight days of 90 degrees or over. Yeah.
It's always been like 88, 89 every day. So I don't care. That's a freaking heat wave to me.
We've had a few here. We had one that was like a week and a half. Straight? I want to say of just 90 degree, or at least 90 or over. Yeah. And if it hasn't been that, then it's been like 88, 89 degrees. And it's not. See, here's the thing. It's not so much the heat, and I understand people are going to say like, "Oh, hot is hot," and I get that. Like if you're out in Arizona and it's 110 degrees, that shit's fucking hot. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like usually like 88 degrees, 90 degrees, that's fine. It's hot. It's a warm day, but it's not bad. It's the fucking humidity, and that's the thing. It has been straight up like Satan's taint in this area all summer. It's been fucking horrendous. And like I said, when I went for the trip to Scotland and came back from that, and then when you're in Scotland and it's 56, 58 degrees every single day, and it's just nice, a nice breeze, beautiful. It's just, oh God, it's everything that I could ever want. It's like it's like my perfect weather there all the time. Give it to me, want it. And then you come back here and it's just, ever since I've come back, it's like I can't go outside because I'm going to drown in the humidity in the air outside. It's atrocious. I can't stand it. But, leave that AC running. I understand it might be a little humming. Listen. We try. And me and Jimbo talk about this all the time. We try to polish this turd as much as we can. Getting the graphics, we're doing graphic stuff. Like even just today, I'm doing graphics in preparation for the live streams coming up during the NFL season. Coming up with different motion graphics and the graphics for the scoreboards and all this stuff. Like we're both of us working like hell to make this look as good as possible and to make it sound as good as possible. But we're not ESPN. And we're not a professional outlet here. I would love to be, and if you want to, you can help us out by going to the donation station over here, and you can donate a couple of bucks, or you could go buy some of our merch over here. If you click over on that QR code on that side above Jimbo's head, that would be nice. But we don't have those kind. Like I am working with a microphone currently that is 8 years old. And cost me $34 8 years ago. So, not the best microphone in the world. But it's what I have. And Jimbo has, it's a little nicer, I'll give you that. And he's got the board and he's got everything over there. But, that's his man cave. That's not a professional studio. It's a beautiful man cave outside of all the Eagles shit. But it's not a studio, so you're going to get some sounds in there. That's okay. And I want to let you know that, and especially anybody out there who is streaming or just starting to stream or worried about streaming and being like, oh, well, I don't have the best pop filter, and I don't have, the studio acoustics, and I don't have don't worry about it. Just start, because I delayed a lot of things in trying to start things because I was so worried about, I wanted to be perfect to start. I wanted to go start and be perfect. Everything had to be perfect. I wanted everything to be perfect. And if you do that, you'll never start.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you hear an air conditioner going on in the background, if you hear a noise or maybe the microphone's not the best, the quality that you hear and the sound quality is not the best, or maybe the volume pops a little bit or goes above, it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. We're fine. Everybody's going to be fine. It happens. Yeah. It's okay. But do enjoy the graphics. I think I worked very hard on these. Very nice.
I'll tell you what, guys, too. He sent me the Thursday, Monday, and Sunday night football watch along graphics, and you guys are gonna like it.
No, I haven't done Thursday.
sweet.
I did Monday, Sunday, and Sunday night, and Sunday day, which is going to be our Sunday docket. So we got the Sunday docket, we got Sunday night watch along and Monday night watch along. I still have to do the Thursday night watch along graphics, but almost there. I think it looks good, and we're ready. And I'm trying. And again, I think it's going to look nice. Again, polish that turd as much as we can. We can make it look really good. How it sounds, that's up to us. We'll see it. If people like it, they don't like it. But that's what we're going to do. Jimbo, have you been? It's just a question here because I think we're like a week into it now or something. You been paying attention to the Olympics at all?
So funny thing is, like, more watching it on the news, like the replays and stuff like that. But I've caught a couple of the sports, and one of the first sports that I watched 5 minutes because that's all I could bear watching this sport, and I sent a picture to you of it, was the USA soccer game. Earlier in this week, I think we were playing France.
Well, we got our ass kicked by France. Yeah, we were like 3-0.
Okay, yeah, I think that was the game I was watching, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch this because I was going out or something like that. I'm like, I'll just put it on instead of wasting time watching something. So I watched that. Didn't watch the gymnastics because, let's be honest, we're the experts at gymnastics over there. The U.S.
Listen, we run that shit. We've been running that shit since like '96. Kerry Strug with the busted ankle. I still remember watching that. As a young teenager, watching her land that, and it was like, that's ballsy. I was pretty ballsy. That's why you still remember Kerry Strug. That's why Kerry Strug is still in your mind, is because of that. So like there wasn't a doubt. Like the Italians got silver, but they were so far back. Like it wasn't even close. And I think that's the Italians' first medal in gymnastics in 60 years. So hey, I got my goal. Hey, everybody having a pasta. I think that's a little racist on my part, but what you gotta do. Culturally insensitive, not racist. Culturally insensitive. That's what we're looking for.
But I have caught a couple clips of the men's and women's rugby games, especially the women's rugby team.
I love our girls, man.
Jason Kelsey challenging the one lady to an arm wrestling contest. Did you see that video?
Well, no, I didn't see that. I saw that he was there watching. I didn't see that clip. Yeah. But I had sent in our group chat. I had sent the one of, I believe her name is Ilya, or Ilya. I think it's Ilya Maher. That's the one that Kelsey challenged too. Yeah, I think so, because I'm calling her Lady Truck Stick right now. and she is an absolute beast in every single positive way possible. Like I'm not saying anything disparaging her or anything. Some people say, oh, she's a beast, and mean it in a different way. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying that woman is an absolute human truck. Like I even said in the group chat, I said, I think the Giants might have found their replacement for Saquon if they want to. Because I think you throw some pads on that woman, she's got that. If the one thing I noticed when football scouts and people are looking for, and you see this a lot on Hard Knocks, whether it was the Giants offseason or in any of the training camp ones, when people are looking for either running backs or defensive players, somebody who needs to be explosive right off the ball, they look at the player's ass because that's where all the muscle is, like in the hip area and the legs.
Yeah.
She's got such a trunk on her and her legs. I seriously think, I have zero doubt, that she could absolutely truck stick some of the guys in the NFL.
I could agree. Yeah.
I'm not going to say that she could be a great player in the NFL. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to go that far.
Yeah.
But do I think, like, in a one-on-one drill in training camp, like if they do it where you go and you hit somebody, you get a helmet and pads on her, she's got a real good chance to truck somebody.
So would you say she could be up there with the Fridge when the Fridge played offense? Played offense. He took the ball on goal line. She would be a good goal line back.
I don't know. Maybe. maybe I wouldn't say so much as that. I think she would be a good like edge rusher, maybe.
Okay.
I think she'd be good. I think she's better at hitting somebody. I think she might be better as like a defensive hit, as a defensive down. But we're getting way ahead of ourselves anyway. Yeah. But just the fact of looking, like she is, and she's clearly one of the she's probably the biggest girl on that team as far as just, she is,
bulky. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. But the amazing part, now I was watching that game yesterday. I made it a point. I watched the game that they played against New Zealand that we unfortunately lost. And I was like, that's first of all, it would have been a hell of an upset if we beat New Zealand. New Zealand and rugby, men's, women's, regular rugby, sevens rugby, whatever it is, New Zealand like runs that shit. We get that.
Yeah.
So it would have been a hell of an upset. The fact that we even we scored first, the fact that we scored points on them at all is pretty amazing. And then we're playing Australia, which is again like pretty, men's or women's, pretty high up on the rugby scale.
Yeah.
And we're playing them for the bronze. That's fine. I like the fact that we have to play to earn the bronze. You have to earn a medal, so I'm fine with that. And Australia scores with like just under a minute to play. So it's like, that's it. Like, that's pretty bad. So then we get the ball. We're deep in our own end. We're trying to get it out. We're doing, it gets down, they tackle us. You got to do the scrum that goes, you have to put it between the legs, and you're trying to do all that, and it's not looking great. And time's getting real low. It's about to run out, and they toss it off. And I wish I don't know her name offhand, and I wish I did. But she got the ball, and they got her.
Yeah,
she's there. Like it's over. It's done. Yeah. They're gonna get her down. It's over. And she just somehow she gets the hit stick, bang, and then she hits speed boost, and she is fucking gone.
Yeah.
Nobody's touching her. She runs the entire field. And it's just, I'm sitting there now, I'm in my living room, I'm screaming, go! Go! Run! Go, baby! Go, baby! I'm like I'm watching the Giants or something. Like I'm literally like I'm screaming my head off, watching this woman go and score. Gets right between the uprights, because that's the other thing in rugby. Wherever you go into the end zone and touch the ball down. See, here's another thing in case you didn't know. All right, everybody, history lesson with King. We're gonna learn this out. I don't know if you know this or not, but soccer, rugby football, and American football all have the same root sport. It all comes from the same one, and they all branched off from that. That's why soccer is called soccer. It's association football. And the British like to shorten that up, and they called it soccer. So before you Brits start getting pissed at us for calling it soccer, you're the ones who called it that first. So eat my dick. But then you have like rugby football and American football that kind of went from that, and then those two kind of split off a little later from that, as far as rules-wise and everything like that. But in rugby, in order for the point to count, when you get into the end zone, you have to touch the ball down to the ground. Right? Touchdown. That's why we call it a touchdown. In rugby, they call it a try. But we call it a touchdown because you have to touch the ball down. Like, we don't have that rule anymore. They still do. But wherever you touch the ball down in rugby, in the end zone, is then where you have to kick from in the field of play for the conversion.
Oh, okay.
So we score, that's 5 points when you get the try in the end, and the conversion's for 2 points. So once she gets to the middle, and she's trying to tell everybody, relax. I still gotta kick this. I still gotta kick it. But she had ran right between the middle of the uprights. So she had to kick it. It was straight on, as easy as she could. She dropped it, bang, kicked right through, went nuts. It was great. Like, I'm sorry. It's the one thing I always remember is that I love rugby. And then I forget I love rugby until I watch rugby again. But rugby is a great sport. It's football without the pads.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of people beating the shit out of each other, whether it's men or women, doesn't matter. And it really is a fun sport to watch once you kind of understand what's going on. I know a lot of people are like, I have no idea what's going on. But you can also see the roots and the seeds of what American football is now in that. Like, you see the scrum. and you see where the football has to go between the person's leg for it to be in play. And you see how it kind of used to be back in the day before the forward pass was legalized in 1920 or something by Pop Warner or whoever, because you always have to toss the ball back. You have to toss the ball back. Or you can kick it forward if you want to, but in order for it to go forward, you have to kick it.
Yeah.
So it's all but you see the roots. You see kind of where American football and rugby football kind of share a common history. So it was just fun. Plus, we're America. We won the bronze in something that nobody thought we were going to medal in. A huge accomplishment, a huge thing. And good. I'd see again, opposite of what the gymnastics was. Like, we knew we were going to win gymnastics. Like, come on, like what are we even doing here? But to get that rugby bronze was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
So that play, like, because I was thinking about, I'm like that was a miracle. Let's just be honest. I mean, to run that far, almost get tackled, all that stuff.
You make your own miracles, Jimbo. And she did. She made her own miracle.
I was like, is it up there with the Miracle on Ice?
No. Okay. If we would have beat New Zealand,
maybe.
Probably still not, but it would have been closer.
So then what about Miracle at Meadowlands? Deshaun Jackson.
You can really eat the fattest part of my dick. Every time you bring that up, I just want to let you know that you can eat the fattest part of my dick. I hate you. Shut the fuck up. By the way, still got the belt, so suck my dick.
He had one job, not to punt to him, and he did.
Dude, do you remember how red Coughlin's face got? And just like, what are you doing? Of all the things, we told you, I don't care if you shanked it 5 yards out of bounds. Just don't let him get the ball. And what did he was cut the next week.
Yeah.
We cut him the next week. That punter was gone. I even forget his name. I don't even know. I don't even care. He was gone.
That was a glorious moment.
No, I listen. I don't know if I think I've explained it on the show before, but I remember I was watching that game with my father at my father's house, at my parents' house. We were watching the game. We were downstairs. I remember distinctly sitting downstairs. He's in his recliner. I'm on the couch, and we're watching the play, and we see it all happen and all unfold. And it's the one time I can remember in my entire life of watching football. I was so angry. I was so pissed off that I was quiet. I just got up and I walked upstairs in my parents' house. I went and grabbed something to eat. I grabbed a drink or something. And I just said, I didn't watch football the rest of the day. I didn't watch Sunday Night Football. I didn't watch any other games. Nothing. I was done for the day. I didn't bring it up. We didn't discuss it. Me and my father didn't discuss it. Neither one of us said anything to anybody. We were just after that play. We were just. It was like a shock. It was like a stunned moment. It was just like, hey, what else is on? What else is going on? It was so bad. It was so bad. And fuck you for bringing that up again. So
I remember from my end, because I knew before the ball was snapped, there's no way they're kicking it to Deshaun Jackson. They're gonna kick it out of bounds. And as soon as he kicked it, and Deshaun was straight in the middle there, not moving left or right, wherever the ball was going to be, I'm like, holy shit, they're going to kick to him. And then he drops it, and I'm like, well, there's the tackle.
That's what that's the thing. When that happened, I was like, woo, dodge the fucking bullet. Dodge the bullet. We were going to have bad, and then we dodged the bullet.
And then he made those two moves, and gone.
I was that was the thing too. I'm sitting here, like, I could have yelled at any number of things. I could have yelled at the punt coverage for not covering the ass end, for trying to get over too much. Like, nobody stayed and contained. Nobody, like, there was 10 million things I could have yelled at and screamed at and done whatever. And it was just it was so much anger. I rebooted.
Yeah.
Like, it reset me, and I was just like, like, it just went, I wonder what's on HBO tonight. Is there a good episode of Game of Thrones on? I don't know. Like, it literally fucked me up.
Yeah.
And still to this day. So, fuck you. And I'll never forget when we first started hanging out. When we were when I first started coming down to Stan's, to Stiegel's, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And on the fucking wall is that fucking newspaper clipping of it. And my threat to you always was one day
Yeah.
I'm gonna tear that son of a bitch down. Because that was every time I had to walk to go take a piss, because it's right by the bathroom. So every time I got to take a piss, and I'm drunk off my ass half the time I was in there, I got to walk by just seeing Deshaun Jackson. You're an asshole. You're an asshole for bringing it up again, Jimbo. You're an asshole. Is that the only reason you want to talk about the rugby, to bring up Deshaun Jackson?
No, but like I was thinking, like what kind of miracle, like what miracle in history would you put that up there with? And I was
again
comparing it, and that's why.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd put that up there as a miracle, because like a miracle means like it would really have to be something like beating the Soviets, like something improbable, like a lucky like the David Tyree helmet catch, things like that. That's like you're looking at, and even if you're an atheist, you're like, damn, that's divine intervention right there. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I think it was just sheer talent on our part to be like determination. She knew like this is it. Like it's either I'm gonna truck this woman so hard, I'm gonna drill her back into the earth and back down to Australia so hard, and do it, or I'm gonna go down too, and that's gonna be it. And she just had the determination to just bowl over them. And then once she got past them, once she got to that second level, they didn't have any secondary coverage. They had no prevent. They had no spy on her. Nothing. It was just green grass in front of her. And
how about the Australian coach?
I did. Part of me felt bad for the Australians. You see, after she scores the try, and you see the Australian girls just absolutely devastated, absolutely devastated. And I do, you if you're human, you can't help but feel bad, because like they were right there. They thought with their last second try and conversion that they had done it, they had won, they had made it, and they did it. And that's the other thing too, is because of when Australia scored their touchdown, as it were. Let's use our American parlance here. When they scored their touchdown there, their 5-point touchdown, they had done it all the way on the ass end of the end zone. So when they tried to kick their conversion, it was all the way on the side. So she had to try to, it was like this wide. She had to make like a trick shot to get it in.
Yeah.
And she missed it. So they didn't get the 2 points. Now, if they had gotten those 2 points, if they had gotten the try maybe closer into where the uprights were, then you're talking about it ends up in a tie. Then I don't know if there's an overtime or something they would do there. I don't know the rules of rugby. I don't know how it would go. But that was a big thing too, because they scored so far on the ass end of the end zone, they missed their conversion. And since we scored, and we scored right dead in the middle, it was lights out, and they knew it. They knew, and that's why as soon as she scored, you saw them absolutely break down, because it was game over at that point. So, so yes, great job, ladies. USA Women Rugby Sevens, bringing home the bronze, and super proud of everything you've done and everything you're doing over there, and that especially that one that Maher girl is a woman. Sorry, let me say girl. That's sexist and patriarchal. But she's going to be a star. Like she's, and I hope she does. I hope she capitalizes on it, and I hope Jason helps her.
Yeah,
because he seems to be pretty. He's just him and Kaylee are just enjoying themselves over there.
Oh God, yeah.
Maybe not as much as Snoop is, but they are enjoying themselves.
Yeah. So you want to talk a little NFL news that happened the past couple days?
I don't know, Jimbo. Has there been any big news or big happenings in the NFL lately? I don't even know. Like, what would you even constitute as something big happening? Would it be like a quarterback that's only played 10 games of any good, meaningful football, becoming the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I don't know. Maybe we could talk about that. I don't know.
Or another quarterback that is oft injured and got paid pretty damn close to.
He wasn't injured last year, was he? Like he did well last year as far as to stay healthy.
Only 1 year out of 4 years.
All right, but he did better. Better.
Yeah.
Learning the judo and how to fall helped Tua a bit. So, and plus, apparently, as everyone is saying, this last season he got good. So, that's going to be my new entrant into Webster's dictionary. Is good. It's a verb, means to work out ferociously and to get jacked. Look at that guy. He got good. So, but that, I mean, I can understand the Tua one to an extent. Because here's the other thing, too, and this is a point that's been brought up by a couple of people. The Dolphins haven't had a franchise quarterback since Dan Marino.
Well, yeah.
Name the problem is you can't name all the Dolphins quarterbacks because there's been so goddamn many.
Yeah.
And none of them have ever been the guy. So I think with this contract and with the way he's played the last couple of years, I think you have Tua as Tua being the guy. So I get, like, a part of me understands it, and I get it. And the market is what it is right now for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The Jordan Love contract and situation is so unique in that well, I don't want to say unique, but it is certainly it's certainly only the Packers that have ever had shit like this happen, because there was a similar situation when Aaron Rodgers was there, because again he sat 3 years behind Brett Favre, and then in his fourth year he did well, and I think it was halfway through that season they signed him to an extension. I think it was 5 years, $63 million at the time, which now looks like pennies. What peasant money is that? God. And again, that's only 15, 16 years ago. So, I understand that, with the Packers, it's like, it's a very small sample size that you have to go off of. Now, granted, in that small sample size, Jordan Love did look good.
Yeah.
And he played well. And as well he probably should have, since he was behind maybe one of the greatest NFL passers, if not the greatest pure passer in NFL history, in Aaron Rodgers. You would hope that he would learn something.
Yeah.
So there is that bit of it. And also, because he sat for so long behind Aaron, his rookie contract is up. And you gotta make a move. You gotta do something like that. And they could have done the 5th-year option, and they could have just pushed that and then have him play on the last year and maybe do all that. But then maybe he leaves, and maybe it's a whole thing, and then it's a la-la. And if there's one thing the Packers, I think, have had enough of, if you ask them and the fans and everything like that, is drama, especially at quarterback. Whatever you think about Aaron, the man was drama.
Yeah.
So I get that it was just like, we've seen a lot from him. He played well in the sample size that we have of him. They're in the building with him every day, all that kind of stuff. It saves us some drama. And if it does pan out, considering the way quarterback contracts are going, it might actually be a steal in a couple of years' time.
Because what did he get?
He's getting, I want to say, he's getting, what, $53 million a year?
Yeah.
And it's a 5-year deal, I think. So
and you got Dak still not signed yet. And, I mean, Dak has the amount of time in the league, but I don't know if he's, light years better than Jordan Love. I would honestly probably take Jordan Love over Dak.
Okay, but here's the deal: is we all thought that like Joe Burrow was going to reset the quarterback market,
Yeah.
and it kind of did, but now everybody else has reset it. Like let's take a look. We've had Joe Burrow got paid. He got his money.
Yeah.
Then fucking Trevor Lawrence out of nowhere became the highest paid quarterback in the league. Then Tua got his money, and then Jordan Love got his money and is now the highest paid quarterback in the league. Whether you think Dak Prescott is the guy to lead the Cowboys or is somebody who maybe chokes in the playoffs or, his weapons made him or not, which I'm not inclined to believe. I believe Dak Prescott is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys have a lot more going on and are a bit of a bigger mess than just Dak, and I think Dak has to deal with that and the Cowboys and the building and all that shit. Like being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys is rough on somebody. Look at Tony Romo; he's drunk every day now because he's it can shatter you. It can shatter a man. Look at poor Tony.
Yeah.
When Dak hits free agency, because he's going to hit free agency, I don't think he's signing with the Cowboys. I don't think he's going to sign a contract with the Cowboys. I don't think he's going to do that. When Dak Prescott hits free agency, he is going to make so much fucking money. And this is also a problem, and I want to bring this up too. This is going to be a problem for the San Francisco 49ers. Especially if Brock has another good year. And all signs are pointing to that. And we're going to talk about this a little bit later. But, there has been more video of Brandon Ayuk at training camp with the 49ers giving pretty good dap-ups to John Lynch and to Coach Shanahan. So does that mean a contract's imminent? Does that just mean that they're still all on good terms? Who knows? Read the tea leaves. We'll see.
Yeah.
But even if they do, if they pay him, and you still have the offensive lineman that now is holding out,
Trent Williams.
Thank you. My brain is terrible. I got to stop smoking weed. Brock Purdy is going to command a lot of money because again, he's still only making a couple $100,000. And I say, again, as somebody who has $17 in his bank account, he's only making $800,000 a year.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. But again, when you look at what Brock Purdy has done in his 2 years of being a quarterback, his rookie year and his second year, he got his team to the NFC Championship game before he was injured by dirty play by the Eagles.
Which he was also hurt last year too.
And then he played last year, but got his team to the Super Bowl and almost won the Super Bowl. If Kyle Shanahan understood what fucking overtime rules were, it's really incredible that you have somebody like that, and then you compare him to the Joe Burrows and the Tuas and the Jordan Loves, and that's it. At least Joe Burrow again got his team to a Super Bowl. Almost won the Super Bowl. If it wasn't honestly for Aaron Donald just absolutely taking control of that last drive, the Bengals have a shot to win that Super Bowl. Also, the refs giving the Rams like 17 tries to get into the end zone on the drive before. I don't want to get into that, but I'm just saying. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. When you look at it, but you look at what Tua's done compared to Purdy. Look what Jordan Love has done compared to Purdy. In fact, he lost to Purdy in that NFC divisional showdown. In which case, though, we watched that, and we did that live, by the way. It was our first live watch-along we did. You might say Jordan Love played better than Purdy. Did not play well in that game.
Purdy
Until the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, he did. I'll grant Purdy that. In the fourth quarter, he played well. But in that game against the Packers, he did not play particularly well. And the Packers were close to winning that game. You might say they should have won that game.
Yeah.
But then Purdy did come up clutch in that fourth quarter and got them to a victory. So I will grant him that as well.
But you're okay making him. So let me ask you this first: when the time comes and it's time to sit down with Purdy to sign him to a new deal, are you making him the highest paid quarterback?
If I'm Purdy, I'm asking for it. If I'm Purdy, I'm saying I want a contract that is commiserate with what I've done for this franchise.
So,
now, they can sit there and argue about it and say, well, it was Ayuk and it was Deebo Samuels and you have all these different weapons and you have, George Kittle and da-da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, when you're looking look at Joe Burrow, and not even, I'll take Joe Burrow out of it because Joe Burrow at least has done something. Granted, he's been injured a lot, but he's also drugged that team to almost a Super Bowl win. So Joe Burrow is that guy. I'll give Joe Burrow that. But when you look at Tua, when you look at Jordan Love, when you look at Trevor fucking Lawrence making that kind of money, I'm like, I've done way more than fucking Trevor Lawrence. I've done more than Tua, and I've done more than Jordan Love. And all three of those guys are now the highest paid, paid fucking quarterbacks in the league. I want my money. Or I want to be paid commensurate with that. I've got you to, in my first 2 years, I got you to an NFC Championship game, and I got you to a Super Bowl. That's a lot more than what any of those other quarterbacks have done outside of Joe Burrow.
I would not be paying him as a top 3 quarterback.
You're out of your fucking mind. Then be prepared to lose. Then who's going to be the 49ers quarterback?
He'll still get paid. He'll still make $50 to $55 million by the time.
Not if you don't pay him. If you don't pay him, he's walking.
You franchise him and you keep on.
Stop it.
But
stop it. The Niners would get murdered in the press. The fans would. No, absolutely. You're fucking nuts.
Every playoff game he's in, he's not good until the
I don't care. Listen. If you're. Hold on.
That has been my point this whole time about Purdy. He's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's not this top 3 elite quarterback that everybody makes him out to be. The Dan Marino, the Jim Kelly's, all that. He's not that.
Brock Purdy, in his playoff career, and again, this is 2 seasons.
Yeah.
2 seasons. Has a passer rating of 96.2, 1,343 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception in 6 playoff games in his career.
I thought he had 2 or 3 just in the
I bet you did. But nah. Here we go. I'm bringing it up. Here, hold on. Whooshy whoosh. Okay, hold on. Here we go. I got him up here right now thanks to StatMuse. Brock Purdy, career postseason stats. In 2022, played 3 games, clearly. 41 completions, 63 attempts. So he had a 65.1% completion percentage. 569 yards, averaging 9 yards a completion. 189 yards a game, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Okay.
And a rating of 109.8, and that was in 2022. Last year, 3 games, 66 for 108 for a 61% completion percentage, 774 yards total for an average of 7.2 per completion. He averaged 258 yards per game, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception for a QB rating of 88.3. You want to sit there and say he's not playing that well in the playoffs. Numbers don't lie, Jimbo.
88 for a QBR, that's basically average. If you want to keep on the stats. But I'm going off of the eye test. He plays like garbage until that one game, like you said, fourth quarter. Okay, granted, he almost lost to Green Bay. He should have lost to Detroit last year, and he lost to Kansas City. You want to keep on saying him, and he's taking this team. Not Ayuk, not Debo, not Chris McCaffrey. To me, he's a top 5, top 8 paid quarterback. He will not be the highest paid quarterback. And if they do, they're going to have to sacrifice players.
Brock Purdy is in the same quarterback level, and I will say this, and I am fully confident in saying this. He is in the same quarterback level as Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. He is in that. Right now, he is a top 4 NFL quarterback, and it's arguably he could be higher. And that's what I mean. I say top 4. That doesn't mean he's 4th. That means you can place him anywhere between 1 and 4. Now, I don't think you could put anybody at 1 other than Mahomes simply because of, results. So I'll give Mahomes that. I will give Mahomes the top spot in deference. But, Josh Allen, I think he's better than Josh Allen, especially on the turnover side of things.
Yeah.
And because that's been the problem now with Josh Allen for the last 2 years. Ever since Daboll left, his red zone turnovers for Josh Allen have been fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
Atrocious. Again, you put him up there with Burrow. Burrow's injured a lot. Purdy, he got injured with the Tommy John surgery and all that kind of stuff on his elbow. But again, for the first, I do not understand where you're coming from with this. I don't understand. This is almost as crazy as my. I think Daniel Jones is as good as Josh Allen takes. I get that, and I understand that those takes are controversial and upset people and do whatever. And I understand that I'm on the fringe with that. I get it.
Yeah.
But this, by you saying, and again, I will say this though: you have been consistent.
Yes.
You've been very consistent with your Brock Purdy hate, so I'll give you that. But I think it's fucking wild.
It's not even hate.
It's absolutely wild how much you dislike this guy, considering when you look at the numbers.
That's the thing. I don't dislike the guy. I like the story, Mr. Irrelevant, making it finally just like Tom Brady, this and that. But I don't think he's as good as everybody makes him out to be. They're putting him up there with Tom Brady and Dan Marino, and he is not. No, if you
no, whoa.
That's the way you all talk.
No. Nobody has compared him to Tom Brady. Nobody's compared him to Dan Marino. Nobody's compared him to Aaron fucking Rodgers. Nobody's done that yet.
That's the way you guys come across to me.
No. What we're saying is, so in the first 2 years of this guy's career, he has shown to be an elite level quarterback that was picked dead last in the draft, which is
what did Tom Brady do for his first
thing.
2 years?
What's that?
Yeah. What did Tom Brady do for his first 2 seasons?
He was on the bench. On the first year, he was on the bench, and I think in the second year is when Mo Lewis destroyed Drew Bledsoe's spleen, and
went on to win the Super Bowl.
Right, but here's the other thing too, and here's what people forget.
See, you can't change the narrative.
No, but here's the thing, and this is what people forget. In the AFC Championship game that year, the Patriots went with Drew Bledsoe. Yeah. I believe Brady was injured in the previous game, so they were playing Pittsburgh. I think in Pittsburgh, and they started Drew Bledsoe, and that's how they got to that Super Bowl 36. That's how they got there, was because of Drew Bledsoe. And I remember leading the questions leading up that Super Bowl week was, are they going to start Drew Bledsoe, or are they going to stick with the kid Tom Brady, even though he was injured, or any of those things? They ended up going Brady. We saw what happened in the last 25 fucking years. Yeah. But now here you have Brock Purdy, who, in his second year, after his first year having to play because the guy who was going to be the guy in Trey Lance, who they drafted to be the guy.
No, Garoppolo was first.
Garoppolo was the starter, but Trey Lance was going to be the guy. He was the future. That's who they picked. Yeah. They picked Trey Lance to be the future.
Yeah.
Because they knew Garoppolo was only going to be there for probably another year. And in fact, that's what they planned on.
Yeah.
If you saw what happened, because they were going to go with Trey Lance, they told Garoppolo go find somewhere else to sign. We don't really, we don't think this is, this is not going to work, and like that. So they had basically let him go and try to find a trade. Nobody wanted to trade for him. And then remember, he signed like at the last minute. He signed like that 1 year deal for like $7 million. He massively cut his contract so that they could, he would ended up being the backup. Trey Lance immediately gets hurt. Then Garoppolo comes in. He gets hurt. And then they have to put in Brock Purdy. And then that's where the story goes from there.
Yeah.
So Brock Purdy got there because, like he was thrust into this and then immediately turned around. Now, again, Trey Lance unfortunately didn't have that large of a sample size when he was there. But he did play a couple fucking games.
Yeah.
And didn't show anything that Purdy did. And Garoppolo, while serviceable, and again, he had also gotten the 49ers to a Super Bowl, was about the same, if not maybe a little less, than what this Brock Purdy kid, rookie, Mr. Irrelevant, was doing in his first year?
Yeah.
So that was it. When Garoppolo was able to get healthy and came back, he didn't come back that year. That's all. He didn't come back that year.
No, he was in. Yeah.
So like that, but that's what I mean. It's like to sit here and try to say like, oh, this kid, it's a great story, but he's just not that great. Like everything he's done, the numbers, everything he's shown has shown that he is an elite level quarterback. As much as you don't want to believe so, as much as
he's got the same numbers as Garoppolo. And I sent that clip to you.
Hold on. I'm going to find something. Because now you're just talking fucking wild.
And I've never said he's not great or anything. I just said he's not as great as everybody makes him out to be, in my opinion.
Let me see. How the fuck do you spell his name?
I know there's a G in there.
I forget if it's two R's, two P's, any of the, like, he's just. I will grant Jimmy Garoppolo this. Handsome man. He's a very handsome man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. I'm trying to see if I can find like comparisons here, and it's not showing me. Oh, I don't understand your question. All right, either way, you're crazy.
I'm right, you're wrong.
No, you're not. Let's be honest here. Who's Garoppolo even? Is he with anybody? Oh, it says he's with the Rams?
He's with the Rams, but he suspended the first 6 games.
Garoppolo is?
Yeah, PEDs.
That's why you don't do that. That's why you don't do that.
Cheaters never prosper.
Winners never cheat, and cheaters never win, Jimbo. I have to try to find some. Where can I find his stats from the past? This damn thing is so. I don't want to see Ram stats. I want to see Jimmy stats.
There we go. All right. Purdy and Garoppolo. Win-loss record. 21-6, both of them. Completion percentage. Garoppolo is 67.2. Purdy is 67.7. Passing yards per game. Purdy is 248.9. Garoppolo is 246.9.
Where is this? Show me this.
It's in the group chat, but...
Send it to me in the group chat, and I'll see if I can put it up here, because I want to see this.
Let's see, just make sure.
This is how furious I'm getting at you. I'm so furious. I'm so furious at you.
In the group chat or the STS?
Either one.
Chat?
Either one.
Everybody's probably signing off right now, and we don't care because I'm right.
No, they're not signing off. They want to see. They want to see. They want to see this. Oh, this is a. Where is it? This is a TV screenshot.
Yeah.
When was this from? First 27 starts. Who did this? Is this? Oh, this is. This is Cowherd. Are you a cow? You can't be. No, you cannot be. This is why. And this is.
Numbers
I
don't
remember
lie.
you posting this.
Numbers
I remember
don't
you
lie.
posting this. No.
You always say
because
numbers don't lie.
because this is the problem. Is because Cowherd was so fucking huge and pushing Trey Lance because his daughter was fucking him. His daughter was fucking Trey Lance, and so he was pushing Trey Lance. He wanted Trey Lance out there. So Trey Lance, he got drafted with such a minuscule amount of time ever playing college. He played like 6 games in college or whatever the fuck it was. Like, it was absolutely insane. He gets picked by the 49ers, and it turns out he's a fucking bust. And a bust to who? Who did he get busted to? To a fucking Mr. Irrelevant last pick of the draft who played so much better than him. So Colin Cowherd has been trying desperately since that has happened to save fucking face on him and say like, well, Brock Purdy, I don't think he's that good. I think if you would have given Trey Lance a chance, he would have done well. Fuck no. Absolutely not. No.
So just from that response, that shows me I'm right. You're wrong.
Get the fuck out of here.
Numbers don't lie.
No.
Just because.
Be
so
gone.
let me. Let me say
no.
this: if those same stats were on Pat McAfee show, we both like Pat. You would still have that feeling.
Yes. I would still
Even
believe that.
stats
I would still.
are
Well, I
equal.
wouldn't believe that Pat was trying to root him because he was trying to push Trey Lance. No, but I would say that was an absolute false equivalency in trying to say that he's somehow the same as Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, I think that's wild. I think that's
Numbers don't
wild.
lie. He's got
I think
the same
that's
record.
absolutely wild.
You know what the funny thing is about this?
Especially in the playoffs. Especially in the playoffs. Because Jimmy Garoppolo, here's the difference.
You got to win the regular season to get into the
The
playoffs.
49ers almost won a Super Bowl because of Brock Purdy. The 49ers lost the Super Bowl because of Garoppolo. That's the difference. And I think if you want to talk about eyeball tests,
Yeah.
you want to talk about just the feel of it. Eyeball test and watching Brock Purdy compared to Garoppolo is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I will say
As
that.
is
Garoppolo
Purdy.
is a good quarterback. Brock Purdy is an elite quarterback. He makes the right decisions. He makes the right plays. He helps his team win. Even if he's not having a great game. Even if he doesn't have a great game, he still gives his team a chance to win, as we saw in that NFC divisional game against the Packers. Did not play well in that game at all. And I think we can all agree with that. When we were watching the game, we were like, he looks off. He looks off. And, of course, you were like, of course he does. He sucks. Fuck Brock Purdy. I do
I
remember
never say he
that.
sucks. I say he's just an average quarterback. Just like Jimmy
You
Garoppolo.
have been anti-Brock Purdy since he got in the league.
I've
been.
I've been anti-great Brock Purdy. He's average Brock Purdy to me.
Brock Purdy.
Brock
I don't like that Brock Purdy.
The funny thing about this whole topic is, before the show, we said, we'll talk about Dak. And I think we talked about Dak 30 seconds.
We talked about Dak. We were going to compare Dak to Brock and see, who might get a bigger contract or anything like that. Poor Dak, again, gets forgotten, gets left by the wayside because we decided to argue about Brock Purdy. But here's the thing. We kind of agree on Dak in that he's going to be a free agent. He's going to get, listen, Dak's going to get his money. Whether or not we think Dak is an elite level quarterback or great, again, I think Dak is a top 8 quarterback in the league. I don't think that's a question. I don't think that's an argument. I don't think anybody will argue against that. Dak is that level of a quarterback. He is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I think Brock Purdy is better than Dak Prescott. I think Brock Purdy's a lot better than a lot of quarterbacks on a lot of other teams.
If I'm gonna say Purdy's better than Dak, it's not because of my hate or anything like that. I'd say slightly better than Dak. He's not like light years better than him.
Again, like I said, I think there's an argument to be made where you can say that like Mahomes, Josh Allen, to even an extent, I think that's a argument you could make against that. But like I'll throw him in there. just because. But with Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, I think you can make an argument that those three are better or as good as Brock Purdy. Outside of that, I think Brock Purdy's better than everybody else in the league. He's better than Jalen Hurts. He's better than fucking Trevor goddamn Lawrence.
I mean, that I could agree with.
I think for now, he's better than Jordan Love. But that's because of the sample size. We don't have that much to go off of on Jordan Love. Now, if Jordan Love absolutely tears it the fuck up this season, well, we have a little bit more to go with. But for now, if you put a gun to my head and say, who's better, Jordan Love or Brock Purdy? I'm going to go Brock Purdy. Yeah. I think he's better than Tua. Name more, like who else? I think he's right now, again, I think he's better than C.J. Stroud. Again, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how this season goes.
How it goes. Like he's better than Goff. I think he beats Goff all the time. Nobody's better at beating Goff.
That sounded bad.
Okay. Like every now and then you just got to beat Goff, and I get it. Stafford, I think he's better than Stafford. I think he's better. I don't think there's. Like, who are you putting ahead of Brock Purdy outside of the three I mentioned?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I'll take Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. No. And even now, Aaron Rodgers I think is still, so I'll grant you that. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, I put him up there. Yeah. I do. Still, because I still think Aaron Rodgers has the accuracy and the arm strength. Like, he still gets the ball way downfield, and he can drop it right in the bucket like nobody else can.
Yeah.
Even though he's 40, he still does it. So I will grant that if he can stay healthy. But that's a question for everybody.
As long as he stops arguing with Garrett Wilson too, and Garrett Wilson tripping back.
But here's the thing. I like that though, because then afterwards they dapped up, everything's cool, and then they go and do another play. But that's the point, and this is the thing that I get. It bothers me when people make and I get it to an extent. Like, there's nothing going on. It's training camp. Got to talk about fucking something. So, everything in training camp. A missed ball. Oh, looks bad. A made ball. Oh, this guy's going to be great. An argument. Oh, is there tension in the locker room? A fight. Oh, my God, is it locker room cancer? Anything like that, it turns... The press and the reporters, everybody's trying to turn it into something because they desperately need something to fucking talk about. As people who sit here and talk about sports, I get it. But... that's what practice is. Yeah. That's what practice is. That's what training camp is you're working out the kinks. You're figuring out, what are we doing? Oh, playbook. We're going to do this, this, and this. Well, this is where you're supposed to go. Well, I thought I was supposed to go this way. No, you're supposed to go this way. Well, you're supposed to throw it. Well, fuck you. Well, fuck you. Well, let's take a look at the play. All right, let's run it this way and see what happens. And then they run the play. It's like, all right, yeah, no, it's pretty good. All right, dap up, and it's over. Like, that's... the whole point of training camp and practice is to get better, is to fuck up the plays, is to try the plays, test them out. That's the whole point of practicing, is you try the plays and you fuck them up and you fuck them up and you fuck them up until you get them right. So people looking at these plays, whether it's whoever, if it's a rookie quarterback like Caleb Williams or J.J. McCarthy or somebody throwing a ball and it's like, oh boy, that looked bad. He's nowhere near the receiver. Or, no, he doesn't know how to read a defense. Oh, I didn't go somewhere like that. Or like with Daniel Jones, he misses a couple passes. Oh, look at Daniel. Oh, this is terrible. Giants need a new quarterback. It's terrible like that. It's like, that's fucking training camp. And then you see fucking Daniel Jones drop an absolute fucking dime to Malik Neighbors. Absolute dime.
But he didn't lead them. And
every story is, wow, Malik Neighbors, he's going to be a force. He's going to look at what he's doing. He's so great. People are going to have to worry about Malik Neighbors. Not a word about the absolutely perfect rainbow arcing right into the bucket of Malik Neighbors. Like, picture perfect pass. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Daniel Jones is going to do that all the time. I don't know. But for that play, for somebody who's been so maligned by everybody, and they just fucking ignore it because and say, oh, it's Malik Neighbors. Oh, look at how great Malik Neighbors is. It's like, who put the fucking ball there?
Yeah.
It
Speaking of Daniel Jones, I think Team Daniel Jones here has a third person that defended him.
Oh yeah,
Former tight end Darren Waller.
oh, did he?
Yeah, he flat out came out and said, basically Jones can't do anything with that offensive line from last year. It was an interview. I forget who it was, but he basically said that cannot blame Daniel Jones for his play last year because of that offensive line, and didn't care who you put back there, they would have done the same thing. They would play like garbage.
Oh, I see. This is a tweet from Dylan Davis. I have no idea who that is, but it's on Twitter. It's the first thing that popped up. It says, Darren Waller, when speaking about Daniel Jones, you can't expect anybody to be successful with the pocket the way it was. I don't think he really got a fair shot.
Yeah.
I can see that. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't. Okay, yeah, good. That's muted. Yeah, no, Darren Wall again from a couple different ones. Yeah, you can't. He's saying all that. Okay, so now that's also Saquon said along the same things to what's her face, the cute Italian one, Diana Rossini.
Yeah,
he had an interview with her. I know, misogynistic, patriarchal, whatever. Yell at me. If you're going to argue with me that Diana Rossini is not an attractive person, you're insane. So shut the fuck up.
Well, I did see this graphic from Colin Cowherd about her. You said if you want me to argue with you, I'll argue with you, since I just did. About Brock Purdy not being an elite quarterback.
It's hard, Jimbo. It's hard being your friend sometimes. I just want to let
I
you
love
know
football.
But anyway, yes, Saquon had the interview there with Diana Rossini, and he said along the same things, which is, he sees Daniel Jones. He knows he's a good quarterback, and he knows, because again, Saquon had to deal with that offensive line last year too. So,
Yeah.
He knows too that it's, so there have been people who have been around Daniel Jones, who know Daniel Jones, who have either played with or coached around him or something like that says, this guy has it. He can be a good quarterback if he has protection, if he's not getting murdered on every goddamn play. And I think that's going to be the thing. Can he stay healthy? Can the offensive line protect him at least a little fucking bit? And now that we have Malik Neighbors, how much does that help? And again, if teams start doubling Malik, who do we have that we can go to? Who do we have that we can check the ball to? Now, I know we have some of our other guys there, the young guys, Hyatt, and
I've seen some good clips about Slayton.
we had Slayton's still there. And who is on our wide receiver depth chart? Let me see. Who do we got? God, I love Google. Okay, for the Giants, wide receiver, we have Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, Hyatt, Allen Robinson. I forgot we got Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Isaiah Hodgins, who I do like. Gunnar Oslewski, I'm going to say. I know enough Polish people to think I think that's Oslewski. Ayer Asante, and Bryce Ford Wheaton. We also have Wan'Dale Robinson, Isaiah McKenzie, Miles Boykin, and Dennis Houston. That's who we have as our wide receiver core right now. Again, it's very early. People are going to get cut. People are going to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think when you have Neighbors, Slayton, Wan'Dale, who I love. I think Hyatt stays on the team. Allen Robinson will be there. And then from there, you're talking about maybe you get Hodgins there, maybe a couple other people. I don't know. Probably a couple practice squad guys. Because I think that's the thing. I think depending on what he does in preseason too, if Malik Neighbors turns out to be as dangerous as I hope he is, that's going to be, like, teams are going to start focusing on him. Then it's a case of, can these other guys step up, and can Daniel Jones get them the ball?
Yeah.
And also, can Devin Singletary run the ball? Can he help to get that, to get some of the guys back into the box and open up the passing lanes? Can we do that? Now, again, he's not a bruising back. He's not a Saquon Barkley. So he's got to be a little bit more, nimble, a little bounce to the outside, bounce to the inside, do stuff like that. But if he can be effective, and some of these other receivers can step up, if Malik gets double covered, maybe we do something good. Maybe people start turning around. But I have the feeling even if the Giants do well, even if Daniel Jones does well, has good stat lines, people will find a way to credit anyone else and everything else other than him.
Yeah.
It will be, like, oh, well, clearly it's Malik Neighbors doing this. Oh, look at these other guys stepping up and doing well to bail out Daniel Jones because he's so bad. It's like, I have a feeling now the narrative around him is so toxic from the press and reporters, and then that leaks out to the fans, and the fans themselves just pick up what the reporters say. So the narrative around him now is so toxic that it doesn't matter.
That's even like on Twitter. What the newest thing I saw all day today was with Hard Knocks, and this was last week, either last week's episode or the week before,
right?
When Shane said that they're going to stick with Daniel Jones, they're not going to draft a quarterback,
right? And
they said, and everybody's saying in their Twitters, like, look at Dable's body language. He doesn't want him, and this. How do you know that that board had like 20, 30 different players on it? He may be looking at a different player and just agreeing with Shane. Yeah, I'm okay with Daniel Jones.
And listen, it could be that Dable doesn't want him there because again, he inherited him, and so did Shane. Like they both inherited him. They inherited Saquon. They inherited other people. And listen, you can kind of look at. There were points in that show where it looked like Dable was happy to get rid of Saquon. It looked like Dable wanted Devin Singletary over Saquon.
Yeah. That I could agree to.
And again, is that because he's worked with him before in Buffalo, and is there reasons for that? Like maybe, I don't know, but it seemed like, again, no idea if that's real. This is pure conjecture, but there were times in watching that, whether it was the editing or anything else like that, it seemed like Dable was happy to be rid of Saquon. So take that for what it is. Does he feel the same way about Daniel Jones? Maybe. I don't know. But Dable also is somebody who knows if he doesn't win this year, he's probably not going to have a job.
Yeah.
So whether you want him there or not, whether you like the guy or not, you're going to make it work one way or the other. You have to.
Yeah.
So I don't. Again, I never got the Daniel Jones hate, but we'll see. And again, I like him. I believe in Daniel Jones, which you can go ahead and find the shirt now over on our merch store. If you go and click on that, plug. I do believe in him, but I also believe clock's ticking. You got to do something. Like I believe in him. I think you could do something, but you got to start doing something. You can't get injured. And you have to come out guns blazing.
Yeah.
That first game against the Vikings, wearing the sweet Centennial uniforms, which everybody else can also still suck my dick on because I love them. I think they're great. One of the best throwbacks ever.
New York, Montreal Canadiens.
Jimbo, first of all, learn history, okay? First of all, learn some history. All right? That's why the uniforms are so cool, because it's a dip into history. As somebody who is a uniform and logo nerd and loves the history of uniforms and logos, learn your history, okay? and also, let's not forget the fucking piss yellow and baby blue fucking throwbacks that the Eagles had 15 years ago.
Greatest one.
What's that?
Greatest one out there.
Listen, I didn't mind it. I understood it. I understand why they did it. I think it could have been executed a little bit better, but I still didn't mind it. But I remember watching that game and everybody was just like, "Don't do that again." But then again, you're talking to somebody. I loved the Bumblebee uniforms that the Steelers had.
Yeah.
I love the Bumblebee uniforms. I thought those were awesome. I loved the Bears one that they've worn the last couple of years. With the three stripes on the helmet and the stripes all down the sleeves. I love that. Yeah. I love seeing those old school, old style uniforms. I do. I'm weird like that. I'm a freak. I'm a uniform freak. I get it. But anyway, like I was saying, seeing Daniel Jones, that first game wearing those Giants uniforms against Minnesota, he has to come out guns blazing. He has to come out. The Giants have to do something and be impressive that first game. Again, you're going to be going up against a Viking team that that's going to be starting probably Sam Darnold. You've improved your defense, I think, a lot. So this game is set up to make a first impression.
Yeah.
The Giants have to make a good first impression with this game. If it's a close game, if they lose the game, if they get blown out in the game, it's going to get loud. And my voice might be among them that gets loud with it. But, I still, as of now, believe in Daniel Jones. I still now believe that the Giants are a lot better and can be a lot better than what people think they are and what they can be. But I'm also somebody you have to prove it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see on opening Sunday. We'll see.
We only got 3-4 weeks.
What? It's 36 days until
so
Thursday.
36.
So 36. So 37 for the Eagles. 38, 39. So 39 days until that first football Sunday.
Yeah.
Which to me is really when football kicks off. Is when you wake up in the morning, get a nice breakfast, get a nice cup of coffee, and you get ready. You sit down in front of the television, or in my case here, we'll be in front of the computer, and getting ready to watch some football. Get my apple cider, get my hard cider, get ready to go, and just spend the rest of the day slowly getting drunker and drunker watching football with my good friend. And you're a good friend, Jimbo.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that, and so we'll see. And again, depending on how that games go, it could be a fun watching me, go crazy and go wild for the Giants, or lose my ever loving shit if the Giants don't do well. Either way, I think it's bound to be entertaining. And again, if you want to make sure that you see that and don't miss it, like, share, and subscribe us right underneath there with all the little cool stuff down there. Go ahead. Do that for us. To all the people who have subscribed to us already, thank you so much. If you want to know, we have a lot of stuff going up, a lot of live streams coming up for the NFL season. So many games. I'm making so many graphics for so many games. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Like I said, we're polishing that turd, man. We're polishing that graphically, visually. This is going to look great. Content-wise, me and Jimbo, we're going to do our best. But
yes.
It's going to be great. So I really hope you join us. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell. It'll let you know whenever we do go live and whenever we drop another video, whether it's the countdown, whether it's the main podcast, whether it's Friday forecast, no matter what it is, you will be updated and you'll know what is going on in the world of Stay Tuned Sports.
Good job there.
Thank you for the plug.
Purdy would have blown it.
Nah, there was something else we wanted to talk about too, wasn't there?
The wide receivers with the DJ Moore re-signing with the Bears 4 years.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Caleb Williams doesn't have, the excuse that maybe Justin Fields did.
Yeah.
Going into this, like they have quite the weapon around him, quite the arsenal around Caleb Williams starting off in his career. Again, he's a rookie quarterback. Again, it's going to take him time to adjust to the game. I think I'm going to give him a chance. I wasn't big on him coming out in this. A lot of people thinking he was, number one. And listen, considering how the quarterback class was, maybe Jaden Daniels could have gotten one, being a Heisman winner. Everybody wanted to go with Caleb, though, thinking Caleb's better. Physically, I think he's got all the attributes. I think the problem is more mentally and emotionally, whether or not he is ready for the NFL. The NFL is rough on people.
It's a different beast, yeah.
It's rough on people, man. And so that's my concern when it comes to Caleb, is whether or not he's going to be able to do it. And I hope he does. I hope he does well. I'm never going to hope somebody doesn't do well.
Yeah,
I'll say that. I'm not saying I'm rooting for him either. Like I remember, him putting, fuck Notre Dame on his fingernails, like a bitch. And Notre Dame beat his ass like a bitch. Just won't put that out there, Not that
we
I have any
started
skin in the
the
game or
losing streak
anything
for
like
them.
that, but what's that?
We started the losing streak for them. Because they were
Yes,
undefeated
yes,
at
we
that
did.
time.
Yeah, they fell way off after that. So I, there's part of me that's always going to be like, fuck that guy. But overall, no. I hope he does well. I hope everybody does well that gets into the league. You kind of have to be scummy to root that somebody not only doesn't do well, but then like doesn't get paid and doesn't get money, and their life is over or ruined. Or I hope they're if you root that you hope somebody's a bust,
Yeah.
like there's something wrong with you. Like even if it's your rival team, it's like I'm going to root against them because they're a rival.
Yeah.
But like I certainly hope nothing bad happens to them. Sure, I hope he does well, just not against my team, but I hope he does well. Like I said, I hope Saquon does well, just not against the Giants. Now again, do I think he will? I don't know. Does he have a massive history of injuries that I think should concern Eagle fans? Yes. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the season. I'm one of the Giants fans, and you'll see there's kind of a split in Giants fandom of people who are okay with seeing Saquon go and people who wish that the Giants had done everything to keep him here. I'm one of the ones that I'm okay with letting him go, considering everything overall and what he was asking for, what he was looking for, what he ended up getting. I'm okay with him not being a New York Giant anymore. I wish he wasn't a fucking Philadelphia Eagle. That I think was unfortunate, but like I don't see it as bad as the Tiki thing. And for people who don't know, like when Tiki Barber left the Giants and he shit on Eli Manning and he shit on the team, and he was like, he'll never win. He doesn't have command of the huddle. He'll never win. The Giants will never win as long as he's their quarterback and everything like that. And the Giants went on and won the Super Bowl the next year, in beating the undefeated Patriots. So, and that's the thing, is that Tiki was, before that, considered basically a Giants legend. Like he had started off being the guy who fumbled all the time. Then he fixed his how he held the football, and then he was all over the place. He was such a good little inside out running back, and he built up all these yards. He was basically a Giants legend. He did well.
Yeah.
And then he shit on the Giants, and so Giants fans are like, no, fuck you. I don't think that's going to be that level of anger towards Saquon outside of the games that he does play in the Eagles helmet, but we'll see. And as far as the wide receivers, we'll have to see what Ayuk gets. Because again, I don't know if the DJ Moore will affect that much or not. But we're going to see. I think what you're going to see is whatever Ayuk gets is when Tyreek Hill is going to be like, all right, we're going to work from that number and go up. You know? Because again, a lot of people still consider him to be one of, if not the best receivers in the NFL, especially with his speed. He got a 99 in the Madden ratings. So when you look at all this, like he's going to go like. And Tyreek is the kind of guy I think that would say, "I got a 99 in Madden, pay me." Using Madden as leverage to get more money.
Negotiation tactic.
So I could see that. So, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. But man, it's getting closer. I'm just excited. We're getting closer, and the Olympics are still going on. They swam in a poop water today. I don't know if you saw that. Today was they finally swam in a poop water. They've been testing it every day and saying, no, too bad, still's got E. coli in it and poop and all the other stuff. Can't swim it. And today they're like, it's okay, you can swim in it. If I'm one of those swimmers, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. No. Or do you want a gold medal so bad that you're just willing to risk E. coli and staph and the plague or whatever else you're going to get, cholera, nope. I don't know. And especially since protesters have been apparently directly shitting into the Seine. So
Jesus.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But hey, it's the Olympic spirit. Good on you guys. And just When you come out, don't shake anybody's hand. Nobody's gonna shake your hand. But go immediately get tested for everything.
Yeah.
Because you probably got whatever you're testing for, you probably got it. So get a nice Z-Pack.
There you go.
Some kind of antibiotics, maybe a little penicillin, get some moldy bread, something, anything at that point would work. And best of luck. Best of luck. Hey, listen, if you swim in the Seine and you come out of it and you're disease free, you should get a fucking gold medal anyway. Just by default, you should get a gold medal.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all the stuff we wanted to talk about. Make sure you guys tune in Friday for our Friday forecast.
Friday forecast coming on. This is going to be the AFC South this week.
Yes.
Who's going to come out on top in that division? I think it's going to be a good division. I think it's going to be tighter than a lot of people think. You know,
it's not going to be as good as the AFC North.
I don't think any division is going to be as good as the
Yeah.
AFC North. I think the AFC North is the division to watch this year, obviously, clearly. And so does HBO. That's why they're doing a Hard Knocks for the entire division, for the in-season one. But I think the AFC South is going to be very competitive. I think the Colts are going to be a lot better this year, especially if Anthony Richardson stays healthy. I think he is a weapon. You have the Texans that are in there. Then you have listen, if Trevor Lawrence can recapture some of that, a little bit of a magic that he has, if Trevor Lawrence can play what his contract is worth, the Jaguars can do something. But I still don't know why they gave him that contract. I think that's
he has to have blackmail or something on them.
And the Titans, I think, are the Titans, and that is just what it is. I think the rookie head coach, they lost Derrick Henry. There's a lot of turnover and tumult there in Nashville. So we'll see. Maybe a little preview there for what's happening.
Yeah.
But yes, Friday forecast. You want to check it out? Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when that video drops.
So till next time, I'm your good friend Jimbo.
And it is your boy King.
We're out.
Stay out of the poop water.